Alright, today we're going to jump into this bullish price action that we are seeing over on the Bitcoin chart. Going over all the different possible scenarios, levels to the upside, levels to the downside, stuff that I'd like to see, as well as some things that kind of concern me here on the chart. But real quickly, before we do jump into that, I got to shout out JumpX. They're a new up and coming exchange partnered with some of the biggest YouTubers like George at Cryptos R Us. They're pretty trusted in my opinion just due to that partnership, as well as they sent me their proof of reserves. I did a bit of research. I don't just partner with random companies, and they have some industry leading bonuses exclusive to those of you that use my referral links to sign up. So definitely go ahead, check out JumpX in the description down below. They're helping support the channel. Essentially, they just give me some trial funds, future bonuses every week that I can trade on their platform, and then I can withdraw any profits I make. It's like $100 a week. I'm going to be super transparent with all of you, unlike most YouTubers. But yeah, go ahead, check out JumpX. Links in the description down below. Definitely don't miss out on those deposit bonuses. It's actually very good. You'll also get VIP level 3. So if you want some free money, sign up with my referral. Enough of that though. Let's go ahead and jump into the Bitcoin price action. Obviously, Bitcoin is up quite a bit today, almost 4%, and we love to see it, right? Coming off of this low that we had put into the chart, pretty pixel perfect box of support held very clean. That low volume gap on the weekly time frame, you can see here, this circles out the weekly low volume gap that you can see on the right hand side of that visible range volume profile of all the way back to 2020. Also bouncing right off this 50 weekly moving average. I'd love to see that. And now let's see if we can get above the daily 50 moving average. That is sitting up at around 59,500. We also have a big point of control coming in right at that level. So this is the big level of resistance that we're probably going to come into. So just be watching this box of resistance within here, right? We got liquidity above some of these highs back here, right? If you were to take some of these wicks as liquidity levels, this could actually be a pretty good short setup. If you get a swing failure and then reject point of control, you could be taking that. But of course, only be leverage trading if you know what you're doing. And even where prices currently could be a short setup, although I'm definitely not taking this because we're still pretty much at the lows on the macro time frame. But you do potentially have a swing failure in the works. Definitely not confirmed though. You need higher time frame candle closes below this, and then we could see a reversal back down. Would that be bearish though? And no, that would actually be perfectly healthy, and the reason I think we could pull back a little bit here is simply the same reason that I am not in a long right now. I did not take any positions down here because this was over the weekend, and I don't trade on because what happens when the markets are closed and Bitcoin makes a move to the upside or downside? Well, you get a CME gap. So we go over here to CME, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and there is quite a large CME gap from around 53K to 54,500, and these do get retraced back into almost 90% of the time within the following couple of weeks from when the gap is made. So I would assume, just on probabilities, that this does get filled sooner rather than later. Like, yes, we could come all the way up, do something like this, just a partial fill, right? So we can come down, just barely tap into it, and then head on up. But this is something that definitely might be concerning on the chart, right? You left this big inefficiency with CME, so it could be a warning sign that we are going to come back down to test that. Could we just leave it behind though? And absolutely, right? There are some times where Bitcoin just leaves the CME, or maybe it just leaves it for a couple weeks, couple of months, right? If I think the top is coming in sooner rather than later in 2024, right? My base case is that we top out during election season now. Maybe we come up, make an all-time high, and leave this CME untapped. And that's just a signal that we're going to come down and grab it later on. And that could be another confluence to say, hey, we're not going to do anything more than a liquidity sweep. So we'll see what happens. It's really not anything too concerning. As far as spot goes, I'm not doing anything there. This is just, when it comes to leveraged trading, I'm trying to be patient, wait for potentially a sweep to sweep, right? That would be my preferred setup. Or just come down, fill a retracement, like swing low, swing high. Golden pocket comes in, just above the CME gap. So could be taking something right above it like this. We'll see what happens. I got to wait for price to react. I cannot predict the future, but yes, we do have a CME gap to the downside now. We go over to the altcoin market, which I've been talking about is extremely bullish right now. Same descending channel as Bitcoin and having a massive support resistance flip here on the chart. And after accepting back above the golden pocket, we have gotten a very nice reaction, starting to print some very good percentages on a lot of your altcoins. A lot of stuff is up double digits today, so that is really awesome to see. And structurally, this is set up right now to send us clearly to new local highs for the year, or potentially even new all-time highs, which would be pretty crazy to see. But of course, we're going to have to just take it day by day. I've been hounding on some of these more volume levels from previous bull runs, so I want to watch this stuff. There's a lot of levels that we could be rejecting if we do sweep these highs, right? I like my swing failure pattern. So if we do see some sort of higher time frame swing failure above these highs here, it's just a liquidity grab, then that could be a warning sign. But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself there. Essentially, this does look very bullish. Let's see if we can flip the $620 billion market cap on total 3 into support. That would be your confirmation that the range is reclaimed. So you have previous bull market value area low, value area high. So we want to get above value area low, flip that into support, which would signal we're going to rotate to value area high. Let's talk about the S&P, because that is now open today, and we got a very, very nice reaction here on the S&P, also making potentially some sort of double bottom formation in here to send us back up into all-time highs. Very swift reaction here on the daily time frame, printing almost 2% on this close. For everyone in crypto, they don't care about 2%, but that is a very good day here on the S&P 500. I will say though, we're back up at this 50 daily EMA, so we'll see if we can get back above this and actually confirm that as support, or if this is just a retrace and rejection. So we're kind of at a critical point here on the S&P 500. Could we reject a little bit? Yeah, no problem. Probably don't want to be making a new low than this though. So we'll see how this plays out. I'm hoping the S&P can show extreme strength right now in the markets, because of course Bitcoin is correlated with traditional finance, and even more so than the S&P, it is correlated with the Russell 500. So we want to see the Russell reclaim back into this previous bull market range from 2020. You got a lot of levels here in the chart, but the main ones to be paying attention to is this purple one and green one, this value area low, value area high of this previous bull market range. So if we can get back up into this, that's going to signal a risk on environment for your altcoin market. So we'll see if that can play out. Right now we're back testing value area highs of the bear market range. So Wyckoff accumulation, breakout, back test, and then go. Could we be in that? Definitely could. And I'd like to see zooming in here closer. We are back testing the monthly point of control now. So found support in value area low, now found support on point of control. Let's see if we can get all the way up to the value area high, which is sitting up at around 2150 here on the Russell 2K. So love to see it. Base case still remains the same. Bullish sentiment still remains the same. You can see we're back above this liquidity level that I've marked out here on the chart. So not a swing failure pattern yet. We would actually need higher time frame candle closes below, and this hourly is about to close in just 1 minute. So it looks like the hourly will close above. That's not really too much confirmation though. We got 2 hours left on the 4 hour. So we'll see what does happen here. If this is truly going to pull back here, if this is actually a swing failure, you cannot break your golden pocket. So if you're watching the charts right now, you want to watch this golden pocket. If you see price get back above this and flip it into support, then you can be pretty confident that we're going to break this high. And unless we swing fail at a secondary time, that is going to march up to higher levels. But still structurally, this is more bearish. This was actually a short squeeze in here. You can see open interest dropping up here at the highs. So a lot of shorts just got squeezed. That could have been the flush right into the single prints, and then we go ahead fill that CME gap before heading on up. So we'll see how price action plays out. Definitely don't need to FOMO or anything like that, but overall still very bullish. Think we're going to go into a big retail catalyst with the Fed rate cuts. And while I've been saying the Fed rate cuts usually mark tops in markets, that can be 2 months before or 2 months after. So maybe the top's already in and this is just a retracement and then we fall over after the rate cuts. Definitely big possibility. I'm not rolling that out of the equation. Or maybe we have a couple months of euphoria after those rate cuts into the election season and we get this final blow off top for many of your risk on assets. Only time will tell, but I'm expecting the latter. And if you have any questions about anything I talked about or just want to join the community for this channel, link to my Discord is in the description down below. Also below that is a VIP Discord. I'm going to be doing a weekly meeting tomorrow. I do these every single week. We hop in the VC and talk about anything going on the charts, trades we're taking, etc. So if you want to hop in that, talk to me about anything. Click on the link, read through some of this stuff, decide if it's actually worth your money or not. It's 25% off right now. I'm trying to provide actual value. It is not a signals group. Also below those links are my exchange partners, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video. Go ahead, check out JumpX, they're a new up-and-coming exchange, as well as there's a lot of other exchanges that each have their own perks and exclusive bonuses using my referral links to sign up, so don't miss out on that. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.